Hi, everyone. Tonight we are talking to David A. Cox. You guys all remember him from Shark Tank. He had the hilarious comedian on there supplementing his pitch. So stay tuned and we'll talk with him in just a moment. Everybody, welcome to episode 48 of the Small Businesses Do It Better show. Tonight we're going to be talking with David A. Cox, who is the founder of PCClassesOnline.com. He's in my ear right now. So we're going to talk with him in just a second. As you can see, there's him pitching his business on Shark Tank to the sharks. First, I want to tell you about our sponsor, which is Ovali TV. Ovali.tv hosts and produces live video events built to meet your needs. Visit Ovali.tv to request your free 30-minute consultation today to find out more about going live with your brand. Like my show, we're doing a live broadcast. And tell them that Carissa sent you. I want to talk about a few things in the news really quick. This is really important, and I did this blog post last week. A lot of comments I got and a lot of feedback, a lot of sharing, because nobody knew about this. Apparently, Facebook's not great about sharing updates. They just want to get people in trouble. So on the Small Businesses Do It Better blog, Facebook had a change in their guidelines for the cover photo rules. And one of the new guidelines is to not exceed 20% of your photo with words or text or anything. That includes your logo. So just as a caution, take a look at your cover photo on your page and see if you think if more than 20% is words. And if so, change it. You may risk getting your photo deleted by them or getting your page deleted. And if you go to our website back here, it's on smallbusinessesdoitbetter.com. It'll tell you a couple of the other rules. No encouraging likes, calls, emails, or shares. No contact information, no email addresses, websites, phone numbers, really specific guidelines. And then there's a link on here also to get that information directly on Facebook's website. And this is a guest blog post from Stacey Harris, who's Hit the Mic Marketing. So thank you, Stacey, for updating everybody on all those really important changes. I've updated mine, so double check yours. And I want to also ask everybody who's watching, I have the live chat up here. But if you're watching, to the right of the chat is a purple link that says rate us on iTunes. So if you've watched the show before, please rate us on iTunes. It does make a difference. And we're often found in the What's Hot section in the business category, which is awesome because of our ratings. So if you have already left us a review, I know David has, Julie Boucher Slasa, she did as well. So please, if you can, take a second. If you don't want to write anything, that's fine. Just click on the stars. So the last bit of news that I want to share, which is super geek-tastic. I'm thrilled about this. As you know, last week I announced Barbara Corcoran is going to be on the show in February. And the week after Barbara, I just booked the next guest, who is going to be... drum roll. I'm not very good at that. But you can laugh at me. That's fine. The guest will be Mari Smith, and she is the queen, goddess, guru, everything you can think of, good things of Facebook marketing, social media marketing. She's got her hands in every marketing, online, social media, blah, that you can think of. She is fantastic. She actually has a teleclass this Thursday if you'd like to join it. I can put the link in the show notes tomorrow. So all sorts of exciting things happening. If you're in the live chat right now, please ask me your questions and I'll relay them to David. So let's bring him on right now. So hi, David. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. It is wonderful to be here. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Excellent. I'm actually going to call in, I think, when Barbara's there because I want to be the first person to ever call her Babs and live to talk about it.
Good luck. I think David froze right there. Maybe that was a sign. Okay, so I'm going to see if it pops back on because sometimes it delays a little bit. He's calling right back in or it's reconnecting. So let me check in the live chat really quick.
I'm here. Are you
Okay,
there?
he's back. I'm just waiting for the video to get picked back up. All right. David, if you can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Can you turn your video on? Oh, it's thinking. It's doing the
Yep,
little
it's there. We
whoop-de-doo.
go. We should
There
be
we
good.
go. Julie Boucher-Sloss, I really liked your mic.
Thank you. It is a blue snowball. I actually used to do a podcast myself.
Nice. Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself, your business, how it started, where it is today.
Very good. Well, Carissa, obviously, my name's David Cox. I'm 29, and I have actually two businesses. One is called The Mac Guru, and it's themacguru.net, little plug. And the other is PCClassesonline.com. And the way we kind of got started is about 3 years ago, I used to be running an Apple computers dealer on Cape Cod, and one of my things that I did there was I taught classes. And after about 2 months, something kind of like changed overnight, and we went to have from having 5 people to like 50. And it was like people sitting on the ground, on the countertops. We broke every fire code known to man, and it was just incredible. And so, like most people, I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to this. I was killing myself with this job. I was working 80 hours a week, making $29,000 a year. So I was actually losing money. I was having a blast, but I was losing money. So when that job ended, I had this like 2-week period where I was just kind of in this daze. What do I do? And I remember I was doing a private lesson with a woman, and her phone went off, and she said, "I can't talk right now. The Mac Guru's here." And I was like, "Oh my God, that is it. Who could possibly better name your business than your customer?"
Yep.
So we started this business, and the concept was we are the Apple Store brought to your door. And so we do everything from private lessons. Of course, we do tech support, all that jazz. It was a giant success. We started a second location here in Key West, Florida. That was, by the way, in the original office is Provincetown, Massachusetts. And so we're going gangbusters here. But the problem was that I really missed teaching. It's what I'm really good at. I do a ton of private lessons, but I couldn't do a group. So I got some of my crew together, and we were thinking how can we do this? If we can't have people come to a class, why not have a classroom go to them? And so we found that there were about 5 technologies that when you married them together, they played really well together, and it created a platform. So we started doing this, and on the last episode of my podcast, back when I did it, we announced what we were working on. And some guy was listening, a world-famous marketing expert, and he called me, and he said, "Have you ever heard of Shark Tank?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's like my favorite show on television." So he said, "You have to do it." And one of the things that was pretty clear was that we didn't so much need the money because it's sweat equity. And a lot of the bloggers, when we aired, they all picked up on that, I think, even though they didn't say it on the show. So so that's kind of what we do. We teach live, interactive Mac, PC, iPhone, and iPad classes to the public, and we really focus on helping baby boomers. I myself am like the classic old soul. Everyone says that, and it's true. So we felt there was really nothing out there, so that's kind of what I do.
Very good. I love that. And working with small business owners, I see it every day, time and time again. I don't care what these sharks told you, but I see it all day, every day. People need help with the basic core principles of using a computer.
And what's the funny thing, Carissa, is that, and this is one of the many things that I said that never actually made it to TV. Obviously there's this thing called editing. A lot of people, I don't think, realize that knowing something and knowing how to teach something are 2 completely different skills. So I was trying my best to explain to the sharks, and obviously one of the biggest dilemmas was that I can't teach a class to the sharks, and we knew that was going to be an issue,
Right.
And obviously it was. But there's so many of us out there, I feel like, who've had that teacher, when we were young, that one teacher who just got through to us. They spoke to us. And it wasn't the fact that they knew the subject. It's that they cared about you learning it. And their communication skills were so advanced that they made you become engaged. And that's kind of what we do. And there's no one else who does it. I mean, we're pretty much the only ones out there who do this and also do it live and can take questions from the audience.
And I think it's great. And like Bruce said on Shark Tank, I don't know if it's true or not, but you taught his mom how to Skype, and now
this is true.
She can't get him off Skype.
Yeah, this is true.
That's hilarious.
Bruce is a funny guy.
Hilarious. Okay, so tell us, get us back up to speed on what you've been doing or what's been going on with your business since you were on Shark Tank, because it's been a while, but you even taped it even longer ago.
Well, yeah, we taped back in July, and we aired 2 months ago. So there were two major things that came from Shark Tank, and I think that there's a lot of businesses out there who've been on who will say this, something very similar, which is that the ability to say that you beat out 30,000 businesses who applied to get in front of however many million people means you have to have something about you that's unique, something that stands out there. So that was major. And the other part, which I know Steve Gadlin, who's hey, Steve, he's a buddy. I've become friends with a lot of people on the show. He mentioned last time he was on, is that there's a private group on Facebook only available to people who have been on Shark Tank. And I think that what a lot of business owners, myself included, sometimes struggle with is just getting good advice, and just having that authority. And it's just brought so many amazing people into our lives. And so from Shelley, Show No Towel Shelley, to Steve Gadlin, there's so many other people. I couldn't possibly mention them all. But obviously, yes, it did bring in a good chunk of sales too. But I think overall, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Definitely. And I know in the Shark Tank group, or maybe it was on a blog post on, I know Rob, the Hot Dog Man's in the chat right now. Oh, by the way,
Rob.
Steve's in the chat and he says hi. Shelly also. It's quite a tight-knit community that's here.
Hey,
this
kids.
Shark Tank.
Yes.
So one of the things I read somewhere, I can't remember where it was, but
it's not true.
Somebody,
sorry, you didn't say.
Somebody put together a cost basis of what it would cost in advertising dollars to have like a 5 to 7 minute or whatever segment on Shark Tank on prime time on the show with this huge, massive crowd that they have.
Yep.
And it was something
Insane.
like $500,000 it would cost in advertising.
I thought it was more, but yeah, it's something crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And I know, too, I've heard this. You may think this way. I'm not sure. You can choose to decline to comment if you want. A lot of people have...
I never decline to comment. You'll learn this very quickly.
A lot of people have confessed, so to say, after they've been on Shark Tank, that they were on it only for marketing purposes. They had no intention of getting money. They didn't want money. They didn't need the money. They wanted their face to be on TV, and they wanted those millions of people to see them.
Yeah. Well, I'm very real with people. I have to be. It's what I do. When we went in, like I said, what we do is very much what we built is sweat equity. Okay, so the money wasn't so important to me, but one of the questions I get asked a lot is, who did we actually want a deal with? And most people think that it would be Mark Cuban or Robert Herjavec, and the actual answer, believe it or not, was Barbara. And the reason is I am a people person. I work, like I said, I'm that old soul. I love working with people who are over 50. And I feel like Barbara has a really good relationship with that crowd. She has a very good vibe that she gives off. And one of the things about learning kind of how the whole law of attraction thing works is, what are you attracting in your life and what are you kind of pushing away? So like Mark Cuban, might be great at internet technology, but what I try to explain to people all the time is that I am not good at what I do because I'm smart at tech. What makes me good at what I do is I'm good with people. I'm good at making technology make sense. And Barbara is like, I see Barbara, I don't know Barbara, but I would guess that she has a lot in common with a lot of our clients right now. And it would have been a real pleasure to get to work with her. And I actually do think she is a classy gal. And there was something I wanted to say to Barbara on the show and never got a chance to. And I just want to say, Barbara, on behalf of every gay man in America, we love you. But
She's hilarious and she's
she'll
a
just
ton
have
of
to see it on
fun.
here.
And I can't wait to talk to
And then
her.
say, who's that?
Yeah. It's going to be a blast talking with her. Everybody in the chat room right now says nobody does not want Barbara.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said, a good point though. She has this market and this niche. I don't know if you remember the ice chips ladies.
Oh, well, we taped.
Was it the same
together.
episode? They were
Yeah,
kind of
they
making fun of
went
her.
Right. I think they went right before me.
Okay.
When we actually shot it. So yeah, I got to hang out and chat with them.
They were.
They're
I
cool
think it
ladies.
was Mr. Wonderful was saying, Barbara, you're just gonna go have a blast with these ladies because they're all grandmas and they're just gonna have so much fun.
Right.
And those guys, I haven't talked to the Ice Chips people, but they live probably about an hour from me. They're up in my area, which is kind of rare. And
I'll send them an email.
so also the ones that was on last week, the nitrogen ice cream people.
That was cool.
There is
I like that. I
one
thought it
in
was awesome.
Federal Way, Washington, which is probably, what do you think? It's about 45 minutes south of here?
Yep.
About 45 minutes south of here. And I never knew they existed until I saw them on there. But I was like, oh my gosh, I have to go there. That's the coolest thing ever.
That's one of the things where it's like, if I had either a lot of time or was high, I would totally drive an hour and a half to get that.
Well, it makes
Come
you
on.
wonder how that was invented, how they came up with, I don't know if one's in
I'm gonna
science
guess-
or...
I'm going to guess that the number 420 somehow came into play with that idea.
Oh,
That doesn't
hilarious.
just come to you. That's
Since we're
outside
talking
influence.
about food, let's see here. What do we got? Steve wants lobster. And
He wants
Barbara can
lobster?
hook you up with
I'll
some lobster.
Tell him to talk to the guys from Maine.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to talk nerd for a little bit.
Geek me.
What are some, because this is really important. I see it every day and you do, but maybe some other people don't. What are some of the most common computer-related struggles that you mostly help people with?
You know what's fascinating in getting to work with as many people as I do, and like I said, I literally cannot tell you the last person under 50 that I worked with. A lot of people have a lot of questions, but let me try to put this out there. If I were to ask you, Carissa, who is the public figure on TV and whatnot of health? You'd probably say what, like Dr. Oz, right?
Health, I just, first thing I think of is the Juice Man, the guy with the huge eyebrows.
Juice man. I have no idea what you're talking
Robert
about. Anyways,
Lillane
if I
or
said
something.
and if I said who was the authority on financial advice, you'd say probably Susie Orman.
Yeah.
Who is the public authority, the guru on technology? And the answer I think a lot of people are going to find is that there is none.
I think
So-
of Bill Gates because we're 10 minutes from Redmond, where Microsoft is, and that's the only reason. But
But he doesn't have a show. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a platform. He does a lot of private speaking, but he doesn't really, he does more with charity work than he does with teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think what a lot of people, when they come to our classes online, and I happen to know the statistic, a lot of people actually have a pad of paper. They're sitting at their computer, they have a pad of paper, and they just want to hear it. And like I said, there's so much stuff out there, whether you want to learn about iCloud or different email stuff or, how to use an iPad or an iPhone. But it's the ability to make it simple. Look how easy this is. And so the funny thing, the comment that we get all the time from people is they say, oh my God, this service would be perfect for my mother or my father or my grandmother or my grandfather. And so many people, they just want to listen and they just want to be turned on. Sort of like, if you were to watch Dr. Oz, you don't necessarily tune in to watch Dr. Oz because you want to hear about this. It could be that you just find him fascinating and that he makes it so easy to understand that it's entertainment. So I think that's part of our appeal.
And it's like in school, if you have a subject that you're excited about, but you hate your teacher, you don't
Right.
like the subject anymore. And you don't want to learn about it. You don't have the drive to go out of your way to continue to learn.
I can't tell you the number of people who I start working with, and there's a great little story. I'll be quick. There's a woman I started working with. Her family had heard that I was good at teaching, and they hired me. And her name is Marge. Hi, Marge. And she is 95 years old. And when she first, I started working with her. She was on web TV. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone in the chat room, I'm sure, just went eek, and Steve went whoopee. But it's just like she had no idea. Like the first lesson was, what does click mean? I'm not even joking. So, so I had to teach her that, you move your hand on the trackpad and it moves the mouse. So we got her a MacBook. And a year later, this woman who didn't know anything about anything, she is on Skype, Facebook. She plays bridge online with her friends. And what's great is that this woman is 95 years old, sharp as a tack. And even though her husband died years ago and she lives alone, she is still connected to the world because she has these technologies like Facebook, like Skype. And there is nothing more rewarding for me or any teacher than to be able to change someone's life. And so I was really hoping with Shark Tank that that would be like the opportunity. And I was really, the part that was very disappointing to me was that a lot of what we do, I mean, there wasn't a single time I think in the whole show they showed me smiling, and I never stopped smiling. So I wanted to be able to show people that there's hope. There is a way to learn this stuff. And yeah, sorry if I went off topic there. But,
well, that's an excellent point. Great. I love hearing stories like that. And everybody has a special place in their heart for very old people. There was another way to say that. Okay, so this is really exciting. This is the first time we've done this. David/PC Classes Online has a new announcement that they're sharing with people. If you know him, you may have already heard this, but he has sent us his video. We're going to play his commercial live on the show right now. So watch this announcement, and then we'll have him tell us a little bit more about it.
Have you ever stared at your computer, iPhone, or iPad and just thought to yourself, how do I use this thing? Technology is moving faster than ever. But if you didn't grow up with it, you probably feel pretty left behind. Until now. Introducing PCClassesOnline.com, the world's first live and fully interactive virtual classroom service that is built for baby boomers. Now you can attend live Mac, PC, iPhone, and iPad classes right from the comfort of your own home. And best of all, it's easy. So you're probably asking yourself, how much does this service cost? Online college classes can cost thousands of dollars and require a major time commitment. What you'll immediately learn about us is that we're not a bunch of greedy business tycoons. We're teachers who love to be able to give something back to the world. We understand your income has gone down and the price of everything has gone up. And to prove to you that we're on your side, we're going to do something that no online education service has ever done before. Starting today, you can attend as many classes as you want and pay whatever you can. Education is something that everyone should be able to afford, no matter what your income or where you live. The only thing we ask in return is that you tell your friends. So share this video with your friends on Facebook, through email, and together, let's change the way the world learns technology. Sign up today at PCClassesOnline.com.
Awesome commercial. And there's comments already in the live chat about what a great video that is, because it's amazing. And I love this promotion just for the fact that you clearly want to help people.
It's what I love. I mean, really the reason why we decided to do this, there's a couple reasons, but I'm very grateful. And the fact that I am able to be my own boss. The fact that my local business, the Mac Guru, does well. And so part of it is I just want to give something back. I have one of my techs. His name is Ben Pegg, P-E-G-G. If you want to check him out on YouTube, he's amazing. He's crazy talented. He has this incredible thing that he does when he performs. He's a singer, songwriter, guitarist. When he plays, he has this spread of CDs, and there's no price tag. And the idea is that he wants people to come up to him and say, how much? At which point Ben says, pick your price. And the idea is this really basic psychology that he wants them to want it. And I think that's incredible because people feel that they have some sort of an ownership to it. I supported this guy. And so for us, it was like, I teach so much better when I'm in front of a large crowd than when I'm in front of 5 people who paid a lot of money. So for me, it's more pleasure than anything. And the what happened on Shark Tank, the fact that we didn't get a deal, and some people didn't understand this, was the absolute best thing that could have happened. I would have loved to work with Barbara, but ultimately, I like to have the control over my company because I'm not a normal business guy. I'm not a normal guy. And that's what I think makes us special, is I don't care about making billions of dollars. I know plenty of people who have made tons and tons of money. And I got to tell you, some of them are the most miserable people on the planet. I would rather be happy and be able to die knowing that I have made some sort of a difference in this world. So to your viewers out there, what I ask is, I hope that you'll see this and see we really want to help people. We want to do something. So whether it's for you or your mom or your dad or your uncle, please help us get the word out there, because there's a need. There is a need for this, and we can do it.
That's amazing. Whether they're, like you said, 95 or they're a kid, it can help kids learn how to use a computer, young teenagers, anybody. So go to their website, PC Classes Online, and we'll have these in the show notes. Contact them and get started, because this really is a great opportunity to learn, and you can't have a reason to not do it now.
Carissa, can I throw in one other extra point?
Go for it.
Which didn't get into that. One of the things we do, and I think everyone should know this, because if we're going to be working with you or your mother or father, you should know this. When someone signs up, this is how we actually do it. We actually call them. Mm-hmm. And we, one-on-one, we install the software on their computer, because I want to make sure it's done right the first time. And it's a great chance because we get to talk to them one-on-one, find out, what do you want to learn? And so then I can take those notes and make a class from it. And, we've made so many classes based on what people have said. I want to learn about Pages. I want to learn about, this iPad app. And it's, like I said, I'm not a shark. And I hate when Damon says this, when he says there's 2 types of people. There's sharks and the people who want to be sharks. No, there's actually a couple genuine people out there who want to do something for the world. And I'm one of them. And that's the reason why not doing a deal with someone like Damon is the best thing that could have happened.
And you're not losing a huge piece of what you love doing.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Okay, so contact PC Classes Online, David. And David, tell us where we can find you online besides your website, and if you have anything coming up or where you're going to be at, other social media.
You can find us on Facebook. A lot of our clients, frankly, because I deal with so many boomers, don't use Twitter, but we do have Twitter. My handle is The Real Mac Guru. And we do also we have several things we do where we do travel. I have a major contract that's about to happen because of Shark Tank. So if you ever need a new Mac and you just want someone to talk to you for real and just help figure out what's the right one, themacguru.net.
Very cool.
That's it.
Very cool. Well, David, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. You have such an amazing business and reasons behind everything. So thank you so much for joining us. And David's going to jump in the live chat right now. I know everyone's talking about him, so he's going to go in there and go talk to David now. So thanks again, David.
Thank you, Carissa. You rock. I love your show. And please, everyone, seriously, do give these guys your support. Leave a review, because it's hard to find genuine people in this world, and Carissa is one of them.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot.
You're welcome.
Oh, but David did leave a nice review even before the show, so I have to thank him again for that. I want to talk about this week's product now. This is really cool, and the founder creator of this product is in the live chat right now, so feel free to go talk with him. And his name is Brian. He's in there. Okay, hold on, I have to get everything ready here. All right, so this week's product that we're featuring, product/service, is the Easy Promos Facebook app. And I've run several promotions using this myself, so I am happily to promote this because I love this product. And I've been running a promotion. You've heard me talk about it on the show, where you can win your product or service to be featured on the show in February using this app. So if you go to Facebook, as you can see back here, I have it up. It's facebook.com/easypromos. And it's super easy to get started on your page. There's a big, huge button that says install application and go to app. I'm going to show you several screenshots here so you can get an idea of how simple it is, how user-friendly their interface is. This right here, this photo is a picture of, this is like the admin interface, what the admin of the contest sees. So you can see how many people have entered. Let's see, this one is the actual contest entry. This is our contest that Small Businesses Do Better is running right now. So it shows you the guidelines here, what it is, when it begins, when it ends, and then you just enter. Here's the entry page. You get to customize your fields. So on our contest, I customize your name, your email, tell us about your product, submit. And this is another admin view. It's really customizable, but it's also super easy to use. So you can check all the boxes and configure everything exactly how you want your contest to go. Once people enter, here's a screenshot of the entries in my contest so far. So people can vote for people who have entered, which I think is very cool. So if you look at that screenshot, you'll see some people have, 6 votes. So you can enter and then get your friends to go on and vote for your entry to increase your odds. So another great thing about this app is the first promotion is free. They have different levels of promotions based on what you want in your campaign and how many fans you have and how in-depth it needs to be. But the first promotion is always free. Here's a picture. You get to customize your whole image. It's beautiful. And the fabulous folks at Easy Promos made that image for us. So it's super customizable, very easy to install. Anybody can do it. So if you go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/easypromos, you can get started today. And even after you get your free promotion, the campaigns start as low as $15 per campaign. And if you run it for a month or so, it's well worth the $15 because there's so many options in here to customize and get it exactly the way that you want. So I highly recommend this application for Facebook campaigns. And again, it's Easy Promos app on Facebook. Very cool. Love it. I'm going to continue to run my campaigns with this even after I feature this product because it is that great. All right. So thank you, David. And thank you, Brian. They're both in the chat right now if you want to talk to them. This is just devilish as I think about it. Next week on the show is going to be really unique. I'm going to have a co-host, not physically here, via Skype. My co-host will be Hot Dog Man, who's in the chat. He is Rob of the Shark Tank blog. He was previously on the show, Rob Merlino. He's going to be co-hosting. Together, we will be interviewing Donna of Fat Ass Fudge. Everybody remembers Donna. She was a riot on the show. Everybody was talking about her. Hilarious. And if you read her bio on her website, you'll just start laughing because she's really honest about what she's doing with her business, why she's doing it, and I love that. She's gonna have great stories to tell. And the product we're gonna be featuring next week is super cool. Also, if you ever drop your phone in a toilet, this product is for you. It is the dry top. I don't know how to explain it. You'll see it next week, but they have, it's a special formula of absorbing moisture out of the air, and they have them in food canisters so you can preserve your food. They also have special sealed bags with it in it. So if you drop your phone in a toilet, you put it in the bag, seal it, and that's it. You don't have to take it apart and do all this crazy stuff. So that's next week. And I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening and participating in the live chat. You guys really do make the show fun for everybody to listen to and for myself. So thank you for watching, and you can catch up on all the episodes and everything else at the smallbusinessesdoitbetter.com.